now. Okay, we are recording live. Again, welcome everyone for taking this hour to spend with us here on this call. Guys, I am so excited about this upcoming year in Enagic, and I'm not going to waste any time. I'm really just going to get into it tonight because like I said, we do have so much to go over in a short period of time. And I'm just so excited. There's so much happening right now. And there's so much new stuff going on. There's stuff that's been going on in the works for a couple of years, but it truly is the best time to be involved in Enagic. Whether you're on this call for the first time tonight, you've never even seen what Enagic is, or if you're a 3A or a 4A or a 6A or a 6A 2-3, it doesn't matter. This is the time to be in Enagic. There has never been a better time. And I can't stress that to you enough. And that's why I'm so excited, because I'm going into my 5th year as part of this project, as part of as part of Enagic, drinking Kangen water, having Kangen friends and traveling with Enagic people and going to events and doing demos and sharing this with other people. It's been life-changing. It's been exciting. Every area of my life has been impacted by this business, by this water, by Mr. Oshiro, by this vision. It's incredible. And it started with a very close friend of mine who I can't thank enough, Carlos Gonzalez, who's going to be on here later tonight, who just shared a gallon of water with me. That was it. He recognized a need in my life. I wasn't just I was thirsty. I was thirsty for a lot of things. But he recognized the need in my life, and he had the boldness to share it with me. He wasn't selfish. And that's why I'm here. And that's why a lot of other people are on this call tonight. That's why they're here, through that one share. And it's so important that we embrace what we have here with Enagic. It's, for those of you that have been around a long time, you know what we have. But for those of you that are new and you're seeing this for the first time, or you just got your SD 501 or you're a Nest Spa and you just started drinking the water or showering in the spa and you're discovering how amazing the products are, guys, I'm excited for you because you haven't seen anything yet. 5 years ago, when I started sleeping better, I thought I knew everything there was to know about Kangen water in Enagic and how good this can be. I had no idea. So that's why I'm excited, guys, because 5 years later, I'm in a place that I never imagined I could be. I wished that I could be where I am today. And here I am. And I have the opportunity and the amazing privilege of sharing that with other people and paying that forward and changing the lives of other people because of how significantly my life has been changed as a result. So if anybody else can agree to that, just give me a wave, shout, thumbs up, something like that. I mean, this is exciting, guys, what we're doing. And we're just scratching the surface. JJ's going nuts. I love it. I love the energy of Enagic people. More and more people jumping on. I love the participation. Okay, so what's the purpose of this call here tonight? Why are we all here? I promise I'm going to bring value. I promise you're going to leave here empowered. And if I don't, call me afterwards and give me feedback. Let me know, because I want everyone here to get value from what we're doing. So first of all, the purpose of this call is to provide value, to provide information. What we're going to go over is why Enagic. Why do you want to be a part of Enagic? Why is now the right time to be part of Enagic? We're going to talk about the global business, how it's structured, and how we make money, and how we share this technology and this company and this opportunity with people. And then we're going to talk about what we're going to accomplish in 2020. What are your goals? What do you want to do? What are your dreams? And we're going to talk about how we can do that, a system-based approach. Because I've been having a lot of great conversations with other leaders around Enagic lately, like Dan Edlund and Carlos Gonzalez and Amanda Janis. And we all talk about this system-based approach in simplifying our business to make it duplicatable for new people, because that's how we're going to grow. We're going to simplify this in 2020, and we're going to get it out to more people. Okay. So that's what we're here to do, is we're going to define what our goals are, and then we're going to use a simplified, systematic based approach to accomplish our goals. And then we're going to talk about launching an all-out massive action for the first quarter of 2020. Amanda, I love your comments. We're going to launch an all-out massive action where all of us are going to take action in the first 90 days of our business to set us on course to have massive, massive, massive success in 2020 so that those goals are not only reached, but exceeded. Okay, so we're all about exceeding expectations in 2020. And then hopefully we can all leave here empowered. We're going to do a little Q&A at the end. We're going to hear from a couple of our other leaders. And we also want to know what it is that you want to focus on in 2020. What kind of skills can we deliver to help, can we work on together to help bring more value to you? So we're looking forward to going on with these calls bi-weekly. If Wednesday night works for you, great. Reach out to me afterwards. Give me feedback on dates and times that might work better for you guys so that I can get more people on here. But we want to start doing this regularly. And we're going to take the 7 skills that we talk about tonight briefly, and we're going to start really focusing on honing and fine-tuning those skills so that we can grow our business faster together, okay? So that's what we're going to do here tonight, and we're going to do it over the next 45 minutes. Have a little bit more Kangen water, and we're going to get right back into it. So thank you so much again to everyone. A lot of stuff coming up. A lot of announcements. We have so many events going on. You can check out on enagic.com what events are happening in your area, your local office. If you're fortunate enough to live near an Enagic office, or if you're within a 3-hour drive of Los Angeles or San Diego, you have an office there. Here in Seattle, we're blessed to have, in my opinion, the best office in the United States. Can I get a shout out from my Seattle people? I mean, just the staff, the teamwork, and the synergy we have in the Pacific Northwest is so exciting, and maybe that's why I'm so on fire, but we just have so much cool stuff happening. That's right. So we're really excited about that. Make sure you're on Eli and Jelena Daffish's mailing list so that you can, you're updated on what they have going on, the different weekly calls. And make sure you're on my mailing list. Make sure that I have your information. Send me an email after this call, steve@truehealthlegacy.com. And then just I'll put you on my mailing list and make sure that you're updated on these calls and other events that are going on around the area. We're going to talk about the global convention here in just a minute. That's really exciting. So we're going to be in Las Vegas in September. And we're just going to completely take over the Mirage in September. I'm so excited about that. So let's get right into the presentation piece of it here. I'm going to share my screen. And there we go. All right, can everybody see this? All right, so here's the Las Vegas event that I was talking about, September 3rd through the 5th. We're going to be at the Mirage Hotel. Tickets for that are very inexpensive. It's a 3-day event. It's a global event. There are going to be distributors from all over the world. This past year in San Diego, we had about 6,000 people in attendance. It was incredible. And this is where the relationships are built. You build so many valuable relationships at these major destination events. Plus the excitement of being in Las Vegas and seeing people that you only see on these calls or online and getting to put a name to a face and just rubbing shoulders, plus seeing the people walk across the stage getting big giant checks for, you know, $150,000 and watching people get their 6A, 6A2 rank advancements and their title incentives. Oh, it's just so exciting. So you have to go to this event if you've never been to an event. I promise it'll be well worth your time. And we're giving you lots of opportunities here in Enagic to earn your way to that event for free. I'm actually personally offering some incentives to my team for different sales things where they can earn their way to Las Vegas for free. So if you're part of my group, reach out to me and let's talk about that. And because I want you there. I want to see everyone there. So that's really, really exciting. So why Enagic? Okay, that's the number one question we need to answer for anyone that's looking at this. And if you're seeing this for the first time, awesome. If this is a review for you, I know we've been through this before, But the more you see this, the more you learn it, the more valuable it is to have this information readily at your disposal when we're talking with people. But I mean, why not? Why not Enagic? There's a million reasons to be part of it. We've been in the game 45 years. It's Japanese technology, top of the industry in everything that we do. Everything's OEM. We have all the certifications, huge global organization, all of the infrastructure's built. We're just a rock solid, Better Business Bureau A+ rated company. I mean, everything about us is solid, from our ISO certifications that certify our equipment in different regards, our quality management, our environmental impact, the patents that we have on not only the technology and the way it's made, but our business. There is no other business like Enagic. There's nothing that even comes close. So much so that it's patented. We have the gold seal on our technology. It's certified for restaurant use, and a lot of the different waters that it makes are FDA certified for different things. So we're not going to get into that on this call, but the point I'm making is Enagic is rock solid. They have checked out in every regard possible. And the technology they make, our flagship product makes 7 different waters that replace 95% of the chemical cleaning products in your home. Gives you the best quality drinking water imaginable at your tap, unlimited, for pennies, 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 pennies on the gallon. Water to clean your home, detoxify your skin, to do your laundry, to clean your vegetables, to remove your stains, to disinfect your bathroom and your cutting boards and your kitchen and everything. And I can sit here for another hour and list the uses of Kangen water, right? We all know, especially those that have been using it for several years. So we know what this technology can do. It's incredible. And why now? Well, let's look around us. The bottled water industry is rampant. What people are spending on every day on bottled water is astronomical. Now, do you think the prices of bottled water are going up or going down? They're going up. They're skyrocketing. And in most cases, like Dasani and Aquafina, or Dishonesty and Aquafiction, as we call them, it's tap water. It's repurposed tap water sold in a plastic bottle that's poisonous at a markup that, Google the average markup of bottled water. It'll blow your mind if you look up the average markup of a bottle of water. And then we complain about paying 300% markup on a pair of tennis shoes, right? So this is the position we are in the economy right now. We have a product that can save people $100,000 over the next 15 years. Anyone that's buying bottled water right now is already paying for a Kangen water machine. They just don't own it. And here's another reason. And you don't have to look at the newspapers very long to find something like this. It's all over the place, and it's only getting worse. The plastics are terrible on the environment. They're terrible for us. They're terrible for the animals, and we're only contributing to it. When you go to the gym, 90% of the trash is bottled water, empty water bottles. And I promise you, most of it isn't being recycled. So in addition to providing value, we're actually providing value for the environment. It's just a wonderful thing that we're doing. Okay, so how did it get to be so big? Well, in 2003, Enagic was just in Japan. They were only marketing this in Japanese hospitals in the very beginning. 2003, Enagic expanded from Japan to Los Angeles, and then from there, it went everywhere. It just blew up. And now we have offices popping up all over the world all the time. In the United States, we just opened a new service center in San Diego this past year. We just opened in Dubai. We have new offices coming up all the time. We just redid our Toronto office. So we're constantly expanding. It is a global business, but all the infrastructure is there. So what about our sales? How would you like to own a stock that looked like this? You see where the rise of social media kicks in. Over the last 5 years, our exposure on a global scale has skyrocketed over and over and over again. And now we're seeing celebrities not endorsing Kangen water, just simply using it. Because Enagic doesn't pay anyone to use their products. We see an SD501 Platinum on Tom Brady's kitchen sink. No one gave that to him. He paid for it. Or someone paid for it for him. But Enagic certainly didn't say, Tom, here, we're going to give you this machine. Let's have you do a video with it. No. Anyone else that you see in the public eye using Kangen water, no one is giving them money to endorse it. That says a lot about our company. We have a standalone product. 97% of the people that buy Enagic products are end users. Only 3% are distributors. You look at other network marketing products, like, I don't know, I'm just going to use anything, a shake or an oil or whatever. Most of the people that buy them are distributors. They're buying them for the business. People buy Enagic products for the products. They're that good. We know because we know how well they work. Okay, so where is it in the product life cycle? How saturated is Kangen water, so to speak? Okay, well, we all know that the majority of a product's growth is going to happen in right here. Okay. Color televisions, for example, are not yet saturated. They're not at maturity. Cell phones, not everyone on planet Earth has a cell phone. Not everyone on planet Earth has an SUV or a microwave. So it takes a long time to get to that point, but they're past their prime, okay? Where we are in product market penetration is less than 0.5%. Less than half of the people, less than 0.5% of the people on Earth even know about Kangen water. Do you think we're in a good position for growth, for massive growth over the next 5 to 10 years? Yes. Okay. So we've all seen this, and we're going to come across this in our business. People are going to say to us, is it one of those things? Well, no. We're going to show you why it's not. But this is what most people are faced with. This is what most people deal with every single day. They're in the typical pyramid scheme, and they can't get out. It's called the rat race. Well, we're going to show you how to do that here in Enagic. We have a way out. This was my way out. This was Dan Edlin's way out. This was Carlos Gonzalez's way out. This was a lot of people's way out. And it's so simple, and anyone can do it, and anyone can teach anyone to do it, okay? So we're focused on true health. That doesn't just mean physical health. That means your physical health, your financial health, your emotional, your spiritual health, your relationships. That's all part of our true health. Our founder, Mr. Oshiro, when you meet him, he shakes your hand, he asks you, how's your health? He's asking you about your heart. How are your relationships? Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? And that's what we're trying to provide you here in Enagic. So this program's designed for anybody, very simply. Anyone who's seeking more income, this is perfect for you. We don't need to go through the rest. So why do you want to own a business? Well, there's a lot of reasons. Being your own boss is the biggest reason. Freedom of time, working when you want, with who you want, leveraged income. This means you get to control your financial ceiling. You get to earn what you feel that you're worth instead of what your employer feels that your time is worth. And I promise you, every one of you on this call, your time is worth a lot more than 15, 20, 25, 50, or even $100 an hour. I promise you. Tax advantages, so many tax advantages you're open up to having your own home-based business. Controlling your financial ceiling, again, that's all up to you. Positive work environment. Anybody ever have a boss that they didn't like or coworkers they didn't like? Everyone. You don't have that here. We get to work with who we want. I work with my best friends and my family and people I go to church with and people I fellowship with. I love I don't even call it a job. I love what I do. And you get to build your dreams instead of somebody else's and create a lasting legacy for future generations. But why don't more people do it? Fear. It's the most simple reason. Fear that they'll fail, fear that they don't have the resources or the education or the time or the money. It's all fear-based. What they're really lacking is the right opportunity. But opportunities are in front of us all the time. We just have to be in the right frame of mind to find them. So our way's better than traditional business, than traditional retail, than traditional network marketing. Why? Much less startup investment than traditional business. Your average Subway is going to cost you about $350,000. Your average McDonald's is going to cost you well over $1 million. The average salary for a McDonald's owner is about $130,000. The only way to make more is to buy more restaurants. Our way is better for the company. It's better advertising. It tells our story better. You can't sell this on Costco's shelf because it doesn't tell our story. We can tell our story. My testimony, my life being changed before people's very eyes is a testimony, is a story. That is very, very powerful. So I got ahead of myself here. It tells the story better. And of course, the advertising costs go to us, which is absolutely phenomenal. Instead of paying Tom Brady or paying someone like Colin Kaepernick, the advertising costs go to us instead. So it's absolutely phenomenal. I'm trying to get rid of this chat box here. Okay, so I lost this. Okay, so if you look at this, our annual revenue is far more than natural foods, the movie industry, video gaming, the music business, and so on. Our business is patented. It's like unlike anything else out there. So if you hear that this is, if somebody asks you if this is another network marketing company, if this is multi-level, no, it's not. It's not direct sales. It's not multi-level. It's not franchising. It's its own thing. It's so significantly different that you can't even put it in the ballpark of anything else. We've received a patent for our business. Why it's so different is because it doesn't have all the drawbacks that you have in other businesses, like sign-up fees, monthly qualifications, quotas, loading crap into your garage and stocking inventory. You don't have renewals. All of your sales accumulate and they don't ever go away. You keep your Enagic rank forever. You can go on a mission trip for 3 years, come back and be at the same rank you left at without selling a single product or buying a single product. It's amazing. You could sponsor internationally. If you know someone anywhere in the world, you can share Kangen water with them and earn a commissions. We get paid 9 different ways and it pays every single day. Okay, so here's how it works. Very simply, I'm going to fly through this to save time. We know we have a lot of different products to choose from at different price points. Each product has different uses, like, for example, our commercial unit for restaurants. Families are great. The K8 and the SD501 are the most popular units for families. The Anespa for the shower, we have our turmeric superfood. Each of these products has a different commission point value. So every time an Enagic product is sold, there are 8 equal payments or points paid out for that product sale. This makes up for 57% of the retail price of the product. Enagic's products are marked up a total of 65%. That is unheard of in retail. Because of the way we market from the factory to the consumer directly through a distributor. 57% goes to the distribution field. And that's divided up into 8 equal points. For example, in today's example, we use the SD501. Every SD501 that is sold, there are 8 equal checks or payments made for $285. Okay? Here's how it works. Let's say Dan just bought his SD501. He's really excited, and he brings Liz and JD here to see a demonstration, and they both love the demo, and they choose to invest in their health. Dan is going to earn $285 for each of those sales of those SD501s. He's now made $570 for sharing Kangen water with 2 other people. That's pretty awesome. Enagic considers Dan a 1A or a 1-point agent. He gets 1 piece of that pie. Very simple. Now, Dan shares this with Carlos, and Carlos chooses to invest. Now, Dan, since this is his 3rd sale, Enagic gives him a 100% raise. They give him 2 of those points. He's going to get 1 check for $570 for sharing Kangen water with Carlos. That is awesome. He's now made $1,140 or 1/4 of his entire investment. Now, let's say that Liz decides that she wants to share this with 3 other people. She's going to get paid $285, just like Dan did on her first 2, but she's also going to get $570 on her 3rd, just like Dan did. Since she is part of Dan's 1A lane, Dan is going to override 1 point on all 3 of those sales. So Dan just made an additional $855 from Liz's 3 sales. The same thing with JD. He decides that he's going to share this with 3 other people. He gets paid $285 on his first 2 and $570 on his third. Since he's part of Dan's 1A lane, Dan is going to override $285 3 times on those sales. Now, Carlos decides that he's going to share this with 3 people. And just like JD and Liz, he's going to get 1 point for $285 on his first 2 sales and $570 on his third. But Dan, since Carlos is in his 2A lane, Dan is going to override 2 points for $570 on all 3 of those sales. This is pretty exciting. You see, what happens is there's only 8 of those points. So we're able to pay very well, but we don't pay to a lot of people. It's not a money tree like a multi-level pyramid where money just falls out of the sky. So if you're joining us and you're not muted, please mute your, there we go, okay. So it's not like a pyramid where money just falls out of the sky. There's only a certain number of points. The person who makes the sale gets paid first. Anyone else, the points roll up as long as they're there. Now let's take this a step further. Dan comes to me because Alan is ready to buy a machine and get his SD501, and Dan's excited. He says, Steve, I'm ready to make another sale. Alan's getting ready to buy his machine. I'm excited about that 570. I say, well, Dan, hang on a second. Let's look at your business. Since you've actually sold 3 machines yourself personally, those are direct sales, but you have 9 group sales, which are sales that people on your team made. You actually have a total of 12 sales. They all count. Since you're now qualified to be a 3A at 10 or more group sales, when Dan makes that next sale, he becomes a 3A and he gets 3 points, $855. In every personal sale he makes going forward, he's going to get 3 points or $855 on an SD501. If it's a K8, he gets over $1,000. And anyone in this lane or any future lanes are going to be a minimum of 3 points overriding as long as those points are there. So exciting. By the way, by this point, between 8 and 10 sales is all it takes to pay off your initial investment. So if you bought an SD501, or if you bought the SD501 and the Anespa and the Yukon, and you came all in at once, you're paid off in 8 to 10 sales. I promise you, you're going to sell a lot more than 8 to 10 Big Macs to pay off a McDonald's restaurant. So there's no other business like it anywhere in the world. This is only 3A. We're only looking at 3 of those 8 points. As you go up, 20 or more group sales qualifies you to get half the pie at 4A. And then you start opening up 4A franchise lanes and overriding 4 points. What would a check for $1,140 per month do to your income? Think about it. What would 3 or 4 or 5 of those do? So it gets to be real money real fast. At 50 or more group sales, you start picking up 5 points. And at 100 or more, 6 points. And we're going to show you how to structure your business in a way that you earn 8 points. All 8. You get the entire pie. So you can maximize this structure and maximize your earnings and build your business structure properly. And we can show you how to do that. But all you need to know is that you can start earning money really fast in Enagic. I'm talking money that can replace your current income very quickly, especially if you're a hustler, especially if you decide to go at this 90 days hard and set yourself up for massive success in 2020. I promise you, you're going to start seeing these checks and you're going to get excited like I am right now. Because beyond 6A, that isn't it. It's just the beginning, just the beginning. That's when your business starts, because then you start becoming eligible for bonuses, education bonuses, title incentives like 6A2 when you have 2 6As, 2 leaders directly underneath you in your business. we're not going to go into these far ranks tonight, but let me tell you, when you get into 6A2-3, there's $25,000 title incentives. So Carlos Gonzalez is a 6A2-3. For most of us, he's our 6A2-3 sponsor. And Dan Edlin is going to be there in the next 18 months or so. And I'm going to be there in a few years. And I know Alan and Jonathan. And so everyone on this call is going to be there in the next couple of years simply because you're on the call and you're taking action and initiative in your business. So that's in it very quickly, our Enagic business. Now, please see that again. Inundate yourself in learning how our business pays. You don't have to know the ins and the outs and everything about it, but familiarize yourself with what 1A to 3A looks like, what your first 10 sales look like, and practice showing that to people because that's what gets people excited. Unfortunately, yes, we have an amazing product, but when you go to talk to people about water, they're not so nearly as interested about water as they are about earning more money or changing their financial future. So we have a much better chance at reaching people by talking to them about the business. I used to lead with the water and only the water. I was afraid to talk about the business for a really long time. And I promise you that hindered me in such a drastic way. But now I love talking about the business with people. It's my favorite thing to talk about. I love sharing the Enagic business. I love talking with people about residual and passive income and leveraged income versus linear income and about time freedom. And it's just exciting. It's a lot more exciting and passion filled to talk about than just water. So anyway, just a little bit of my own feedback there. So we've been talking about simplifying this business. We've been talking about streamlining it and making a systematic approach to it. And that's what this call is all about. In the last 15 minutes or so, we're going to talk about a couple ways that we can really simplify our business, yet make it much, much more effective, okay? So the skills that are required to do this business are so simple. Anyone can do them. Anyone can master them. Anyone can teach them. I am living proof, okay? If I could do this business, anyone can. Believe me, okay? They're so simple. You get to make a lot of money while you learn them. Most of us already have at least half or at least a third of them mastered, or at least underway. There's three elements to your business, okay? There's the product, which we already have. There's the process, which we already have. So the only variable is you. You are 100% responsible for your success in this business. That also means you're responsible for your failure. So it's up to you. We have all the bells and whistles. We have the global infrastructure. We have everything for you. Everything you need to succeed is here. So the only variable in this is you, okay? So there's no reason to blame anyone or anything. It's completely up to us. Okay, so the skills are so simple and there's only 7 of them, okay? Finding people to talk to. It's actually a skill. It's not luck, it's a skill. And it's not that hard. Inviting people, getting people to look at what we have to offer. Obviously, they're never gonna know what we have if they don't get a chance to see it. So we have to get good at getting them to look at it. Then there's presenting. This doesn't mean that you have to be masterful at doing the Kangen water demonstration. This doesn't mean that you have to have a PowerPoint or a projector or slides or demo stands or all this stuff. This means sending a video. This means getting someone to log on to this call. That means doing a demo for someone. That means doing a teacup demo or breaking down some oil or washing some tomatoes. Anything that exposes them to the business or the opportunity or the product. Following up, that's very simple, just following up, finding out where people are at, getting them to take the next step. Closing, really, in our business, this is a natural byproduct of the first 4 steps. If you do the first 4 steps, people ask you for order forms. I rarely have to go and ask people, hey, are you ready? Most people come to me when they're ready and they call me and say, hey, Steve, I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Okay. It should be a natural byproduct. And then you want to help those people get started. You want to get them, whether it's a retail customer, you want to get them the supplies, an install kit, show them how to clean their machine, show them how to take care of their machine, show them how to use all the different types of water. If they're a distributor, get them onto a call as soon as possible. Introduce them to your sponsor. Get tools in their hand, get them water jugs, get them what they need to succeed in their business. And then building for events. Always building for events. The next major event, the global event, the one we just talked about that's coming up in September. 9 months away, but hey, let's start building for it now. The more people you have there, the more people you're going to have at the following one, 2 years from now. Okay. So how do we track our income producing activity in this business? Now that we know what we have to do, how do we do it? And in the beginning for me, I wasted a lot of time getting ready to get ready, so to speak. I did a lot of research. I did a lot of time learning how to do a show-stopping demonstration or presentation. A lot of things that they're good, but they weren't income producing. We have something in this business called income producing activity, or IPA. No, that's not the beer. Income producing activity, and we're going to talk about that. How do we track our income producing activities? Well, there's an activity for every one of those skills we just talked about. So for each of these skills, you can do something every day to not only develop that skill, but also to build your business and earn money. Because let's be honest, that's why we're here. We're here for freedom. Money is what gives us that freedom in this particular case. So how do we what are those income producing activities? Well, for prospecting, we interview or identify, or it's actually in the other order. We identify and then interview. What that means is I'm standing in line at Starbucks for my coffee, and I see a couple in front of me wearing gym clothes. And I say, hey, just coming from the gym, or, some icebreaker. Ask them about their shoes, compliment their shoes. Hey, I love those shoes. Where'd you get them? And you just have a conversation with them. And as they talk to you, you gather clues. And you find if there's someone, you've identified them as someone you want to talk to later, you find a way to stay in touch with them. You say, hey, man, you guys seem really cool. I'd love to buy you guys a cup of coffee sometime, or I'd love to buy you guys a beer sometime. How can I get a hold of you? Or if you know where they work, you know how to find them. Find a way to stay in touch with them. You're just identifying them. You're not pitching them about your product. Do not pitch people in this phase. You're just finding out about them. You're just identifying them as a potential business partner or customer. We don't want to scare people away. Then you introduce. Okay, now you've identified someone who might be a great fit for your business. What's the first thing you do? You don't pitch them on your business. You introduce them to your sponsor. You invite them to the Enagic office. You invite them to be on this call. You introduce them to someone other than yourself. We invite people to be on this call. We invite people to come to a demonstration. We invite them to an event. We invite them to look at what we have to offer. Again, we're not pitching them. We're not shoving things on them. We're inviting them. We're being hospitable and friendly. And that's all we're doing is we're going out and making friends with people. That's all this is. This is a skill that we learned prior to kindergarten, okay? Presenting, we talked about that. So did I present the product or opportunity today? That means, did I do a demo? Did I show the tea to someone? Did I show someone how to wash their vegetables? Did I send a video demo? Did I sit down and draw out the Enagic business for someone? If I did any of these things, I've made money today. I've cashed out in my business, and I've also worked on one of those skills. Did I process a product order? This is self-explanatory. Did I sell a machine? Did I sign up a new distributor? Well, we know that this probably isn't going to happen every day in your business, even though we want it to. But if it doesn't, you can go out and share water with someone brand new. Okay, it's 5 o'clock, the office is closed. I'm not going to be able to process an order today, but I can go to the gym and I can give a brand new person a gallon of water. I can cash out. Invest in yourself. This is investing in your financial and your business as well, your future. Invest in your personal development. Listen to an audiobook. Jump on a training call. Read the Bible. Read something inspirational. Read something that makes you feel good. Read something that makes you better. Your favorite author that does something that enriches your life. Learn about something that's going to bring value to your business. And then lastly, pay it forward. Help someone else do any of these things, whether they're on your team or not. I'm a big believer, and I'm not saying overextend yourself. Please have your boundaries. Don't put yourself out there more than you can, but I love helping people. I just like being of service to people. So I'll help someone whether they're on my team or not, but that's just me. But help someone, help pay it forward, because well, it just makes all the difference. Lastly, the best way to track this is through a cash out tracker. I can share this with you. If you want this, reach out to me after the call and I'll send it to you. But this is what I personally use in my business every day. Okay? I go to this, I have it printed out, and as I go through each of those activities, I check it off. So if I'm making a few calls and I invite someone to a meeting, I check that off. If I share a gallon of water, I check that off. After I listen to an Audible or a podcast, Tony Robbins podcast or something, or a John Maxwell podcast, I check that off. And I can track what my income producing activity is on a given day and throughout the week and the month. And then I write down my top 3 retail customers for that week. Who are my top 3 focused people? Who are the 3 people I'm focused on bringing in as business partners for that week? And then what's my financial goal for that week? Really important to be looking at this all the time. And then on the back of that sheet, I actually list all the people that I'm going to call that week, my contact list. On one sheet of paper, I have my entire business, everything that I need to know for that week. And I just carry it around with me. Okay, so it's and you can create whatever you want, whatever works best for you. This is what works best for me. Okay, so we're gonna move on. And so back to goals. So I do want to touch really quickly on goals before we finish up talking about massive action. And one of the most important things about goals is that we know how to set them properly. So we know that any goals that aren't written down are just really dreams. So we want to make sure that they're written down and that they're in front of us. First of all, your goals have to be specific. They have to be measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound, okay? These are those SMART goals that we see in just about every personal development training. This is not a seminar on how to set goals. So I'm not getting too far into this. It's just kind of a refresher, a reminder. I have a great example of how to do your goals, and this is actually what Carlos showed with me a few years ago, and on how he sets his goals. And I've used this for years now, and I'm re-implementing it this year with a new twist. So here's how I set my goals. I take a 3x5 index card, and on the front, I write my goal, and it's very specific. Okay, and it goes something like this. This is just an example. By Tuesday, March 31st, 2020 at 5 p.m., I will be consistently earning a minimum monthly income of $13,300. I will accomplish this by consistently processing 2 to 3 product orders per week in my Enagic business. It's very specific, very specific. The more specific, the better. It's measurable. It is attainable. Mathematically, it is attainable. And you can customize this however you want, but it's time bound. It has a time attached to it. And again, it's very, very specific. Now, what I do on the back of on the 3x5 card is I write down what this does for me. What achieving this goal accomplishes. Achieving this goal provides financial stability and time freedom. I love working on my terms with incredible people while enjoying more time for family service and what matters most. Because I have more, I am able to give more. And you have these with you and you carry them and you read them in the morning and you read them at night and you have one for each goal. And then you could do your affirmations. You could do affirmations on your blue cards too, and flip through them and read them throughout the day. I mean, this is good stuff to have in front of you. So make sure that your 2020 goals are written down, that you know exactly what it is you want to accomplish this year. And then the next thing we're going to talk about, and this is what we're going to end with, is how we're going to accomplish those goals in 2020. And that is with all-out massive action, A.O.M.A. So we're going to take 90 days to turbocharge our businesses, and it's going to start whenever you choose, but make it soon, okay? And we're going to follow these guidelines. So this is what we're calling a pre-launch. So you're going to set a launch date for your 90-day all-out massive action. And what this really means is you're going to take whatever you've been doing and you're just going to ramp it up on a massive scale. Let's say that you are, on average, cashing out 5 times a day, which means you're doing 5 of those income-producing activities a day in your Enagic business, which, by the way, is a really good number. That's a good average. I like to hit 7 out of 7 every day, but I don't every day. 5 is a really good average. So if you do 5 and stretch it to 10 or even 15, you can do 15 in a day, I promise. It doesn't take long to cash out. So ramp that way up and then set a date, and that's your go date. And you're going to be very intentional about it. Get a calendar and look over those next 90 days and see what's going on, and make sure that you can get stuff out of there that's going to be a distraction, or make sure that the time frame's right for you, or that you're not going to be going on a month-and-a-half Europe cruise in the middle of your 90 days. But set your date and be intentional about it. Set your goals. Set the goals very specifically for what you want to accomplish in the 90 days. Raise your gaze, which means set the bar really, really, really high for yourself, but not so high that it can't be reached. Get support. Talk to your sponsor. Call your sponsor and say, hey, I'm starting a 90-day all-out massive action on Monday, and I'm holding myself accountable, and I want you to hold me accountable for it. Just be accountable to someone. And share this idea with other people. Tell people that you're excited about this. It's a great way to tell people about your business. Eliminate distractions and negative influence. This one's pretty self-explanatory, but it definitely needs addressed. Make sure that you are able to control, eliminate, and just limit your distractions. Anything that's going to take away from your massive action. Any naysayers in your life, for the next 90 days, kiss them goodbye. If you can't, if there are people that you can't write out of your life, just go to them and say, hey man, can you not garbage talk on me for the next 90 days? Can you not naysay everything that I do? Can you just support me? Because I'm really trying to do a big thing in my life. And if they can't agree to that, then just do what you can to stay away. But just limit negativity, and then block your time. Use your calendar and your phone to block off chunks of time and focus on that IPA. Again, not focusing on drinking IPA, focusing on income producing activity for your business. And yeah, you think it's funny, huh? I see you smiling. All right, so lastly, take massive action and don't ever give up. Just get out there and do it. Okay, this 90 days will set the tone for your entire year. So if you run now, you're going to be running next December. Think about, where do you want to be 1 year from today? When we're on this call next year together, what rank do you want to be? How many Enagic checks do you want to have in your mailbox that day? How many new business partners do you want to have? How many new 3As and 4As do you want to have in your business? Getting excited and remembering what it felt like for you. So think about that. Think about how far ahead you want to be, and what you do in the next 90 days will determine where you are a year from now. And lastly, dream big. Dream as big as you can. Don't limit yourself. Don't let anyone else tell you what you can and can't do. This is up to you guys. Everything is in our hands. We have the best company. We have the best compensation plan, the best products, the best support, global support we have an Enagic family of distributors that help each other. Like, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. So we have everything to offer in this company. We just have to share it with people. So that's it. That's enough from me. I'm going to actually bring on Dan Edlin for a few minutes to just kind of touch on anything that either I missed or anything that he wants to share with you guys. Let me find you here and unmute you, Dan.
How we doing?
There you go.
How are you? What a turnout. That's great, man. We got 25 on here. That's terrific. No,
I lost count.
I really appreciate the stuff at the end. You know, I think the goal stuff is very important. Really being specific. There's a big difference. We kind of talked about it yesterday between having an idea in your head and actually putting it down on paper. And I think that's incredibly important. Being accountable for that stuff. So it's just, you know, I think it's really, really important to start the year with a vision, because if you don't have that, then it's very, very hard to get where you're going. And it's also very easy to let yourself off the hook. So it's nice to have that stuff on paper. After we talked yesterday, I came home, put some things actually down that had been in my head that, you know, that I'd been working on or thinking about. But, you know, there is a huge difference between putting that stuff down, making myself accountable, having it up. I got a couple of them up in my window or my little mirror in my bathroom now. So I have to look at it every day when I get dressed and brush my teeth and hold myself accountable. So
I appreciate that, Dan. And, you know, always great feedback from you. You know, one of the things I've always appreciated about you is you're one of those people that is always willing to lend a helping hand to our Enagic family. And it's just been truly an honor working alongside you and getting to lock arms. And that's truly been my favorite part about this business from day one, has been the impact that we get to have on people together and the people we get to work with.
Yeah, it's nice. I look down on here. We got people from all over the country on here, so it's fabulous. I was speaking with a new gal this morning in Maryland, and she's already on here, so it's fabulous to see JJ and people all over the country. And welcome. And this time next year, come to think of it, we should have about 200 people on here instead of 25. So that's great.
JJ, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going fantastic, kids. It's going awesome. What a great presentation you did. I love that. I'm definitely looking forward to being able to share the recording out with my team. And yeah, that's some great stuff. That's going to help a lot. That's going to help a lot of people, including myself. Got some great ideas. I love the little card thing. That's perfect idea. I even love your, I hate to tell you this, but I'm going to probably copy what you did. It's pretty much exactly the same, with exception maybe of the date and the amount of money.
Hey, that's what it's there for. So copy away, copy anything you want.
Yeah, when it's super good, you might as well copy it. Why reinvent the wheel, right?
That's right. Well, I appreciate you being on, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me and, you know, keeping me in you guys' loop. I love all you guys so much. You're so awesome and such a blessing. All of you kids up there in the great Northwest, and look forward to meeting all the rest of you. We're going down to Vegas this year, and we're going to be staying at the Mirage. And my brother Dan Edlin, he talked me into, like, hey, you know, go big or go home, brother. I'm like, I'm going big.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Thanks, JJ. Amanda Janice, are you there?
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
It's amazing. I had an excellent day. It was, I traveled out to Buckley, which is like super far south. It's about an hour away. And I got to test a machine that was from Baywell. Have you heard of Baywell?
Yep.
Yeah. No, yeah. Anyways, it failed on all accounts. Couldn't emulsify the oil. The ORP was gone within like 30 minutes. It was just the pHs were all off. It was crazy. Oh my God. So, but she's returning it. But besides that, absolutely excellent Zoom call. You know, it aligns we're all kind of aligned in such a wonderful way right now. I mean, I got notes from tonight. I got my to-do list. I'm really excited about this year and what it's going to bring as far as new team members. Sorry, I'm getting text messages. New team members. Really excited to collaborate with a lot of the people that are on this call about a duplicatable training system. You know, something that's free for everybody. And I'll be contacting a lot of you that are on here because I think with what you and I discussed, Steve, about the doing it on a Zoom, because you could share the PowerPoint right there, I think that's going to be excellent. Because there's audio learners, there's visual learners. You know, we all have a different way of retaining that information. And so, but yeah, I've got what I'm kind of looking at here laid out as far as the skills, and then also making them specific to the Enagic business. And I'm super pumped to just go crush it this year. Just like, let's go. Let's go. Yes.
I feel like everybody is just like 10 times more excited this year than ever before. I don't know what it is. They're just like, I kind of feel like my skin's crawling a little bit. I'm just like waiting.
Yes.
Something huge is going to happen.
Yes.
Like, it's just going to blow. It's going to be, I'm so excited. So yeah. And I feel your enthusiasm and yes. So this system-based training and an approach is going to be awesome. And I think working together on really creating something that people can plug into, new distributors and people that have been doing this a while like us can plug into and just have something very, very simple. And that's kind of the purpose of this call, is to start that ball rolling. And I want to continue. I want to do this on a bi-weekly basis to start, and then hopefully get us to a point where we can do this once a week, and we can have enough people to grow this and create this duplicatable training where people can just get people on a call, and once a week, you know, we can get it all done and really work on the skills and take them out there and use them. Because what Dan Edlund and I have been doing at the Enagic office on Tuesday afternoons it's been about a year and a half now. I mean, it's working. I mean, what we're talking about in there, ourselves included, we're taking it out of the room, applying it, and getting results. And I think so many more people in Enagic need that. And I don't think I don't think they're getting it with a once a week conference call that, you know, you're half zoned out on while you're, you know, doing your Saturday morning breakfast or whatever. It's just not enough. We need more basic meat and potatoes. Okay, how do you do a three-way call? How do you do a simple rudimentary, you know, install, or a simple T demo, or just these basic little things that we need to do? And I think that we're on the right track of sharing that. So I've held everyone about 8 minutes past the hour. I don't want to keep you any longer. I want to be respectful of everyone's time. But I just want to say, first of all, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of you. I love the Enagic family. I love being part of this business. I love the vision. I just love getting to wake up in the morning and do this. Yeah, I'm just so incredibly blessed and so grateful for all of you and all of your efforts. I'm going to be posting this on Facebook as soon as the recording is available. I will be blasting this out on YouTube, and please look for an invite to the next one. If you have feedback for me, please just reach out to me. Give me a call, give me a text, steve@truehealthlegacy.com. My phone number is in the chat box. If you want to text me or call me, that's my direct line. You could reach me there. I love you guys. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening, and we will talk to you very, very soon.
Love you. Let's go.
Good night, bud. Good night. Good night, everybody.
Good job, guys.
Night, night.
Night.
Night, night.
Oh.
Nice job.
Awesome job.